Hi there, Maxime here. I'm in Puerto Vallarta. Let's see, it's just shy of 10 p.m. here. And tomorrow, I'm definitely going to do this earlier. I'm going to try and do my live tomorrow during the daytime. But um, here I am once again. I think we're at day 4 and tapping in with you this evening. I really hope some folks are around. If you are, that you make yourselves known. Seem to be in a different format. I'm trying to figure out every day the technology is different. And I want to talk about space and time today. Um, how to receive and create, or create and receive the space and time that you need to develop your passion in 2019. Every one of us has gifts and messages to share and express. And I can't see who's there. Who's there? Ah, okay. Good morning. It's good. Good morning where you are at that court. Um, talking about time and space for creating and planting the seeds of your passion, your gift for the world. So many people are working many hours in their jobs just to kind of take care of business, to pay bills, to put a roof over your head, or take care of your family. And so if you're working 40 hours, 60 hours, crazy hours, like so many of us are, entrepreneurs working for several jobs, however it is, it's very hard to find time to devote to what you may really care about if your work is not that. And if your work is that, then the trick can be how to continue to nourish yourself and feed yourself so that you can keep the good energy going from your startup. So how we do that is, hi Sherry, welcome. So share, thank you for sharing your love. That feels so nice. Anybody who's on right now, you're welcome to share some ideas for how you keep nurturing yourself and creating time in a busy schedule, or receiving the time from life itself. So it's my belief, and I'm going to just throw this out there and try it on for size and see what is this like. I'm going to invite you to consider that everything you need, the universe can provide. You're not here alone. I guess there's some agreement happening right now. All right. So what happens when we take that kind of posture, when we act as if that's true? Well, suddenly there's all kinds of opportunities that we may not have seen before. So I'm speaking about this because I'm living this experience right now. I have a lot of work to do. I'm really grateful that I have the energy to do it. I have been suffering from chronic fatigue for many years, with some like autoimmunity, like so many women, like so many people. And now I have the energy to do what I want to do. And it's very easy to get caught up and get stressed out with the task list, right? And everything that needs to happen. Hi, Broderick, welcome. And I thought to myself, I have some things I need to get done. I have to get back to Mexico, to La Casa del Maíz. I need to continue the work that I set in motion last year with collaborators, with friends. And how am I going to do that? How am I going to make that happen? And just by holding like in my hands like a bowl, like, okay, with curiosity rather than with stress about it, within days, I had an offer to be in Mexico. I mean, it was handed to me like this, like a gift from the universe through some fabulous, through a friend. through contacts, through people. We all are instruments for one another and instruments for that divine, that life force, that thrust. Sherry's saying, I healed Graves' disease and autoimmunity can be healed. Yes, 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 it can. And I'm experiencing it too right now. Thankfully, I have found some incredible, incredible gifts from the universe that are transforming my life and my capacity to show up and do what I'm here to do. So, hey, Broderick, awesome. So, and I see also something about repelling. I've been repelling money, reversing that and calling it in. Great. Because even though this economy needs to be transformed, this is a big theme that I'm working on right now. Maybe you are as well. We have a really faulty economic system that a lot of us think it's sort of like a fait accompli, like we have to be in it, like there's no other opportunity or there's no other reality, when in fact we're creating the reality all the time. It's an unjust system, an unjust system that isn't serving 99% of the population, and it's actually destroying life on this planet. So we've got to turn it around. We're going to turn it around. We have to. So within that, we have to be at choice and to be open to what are those avenues that create the same kind of flow and the same kind of generosity that the earth shows to us. How can we replicate that as humans here? All right, agreement. Yeah, nice. So here I am, and I'm in my bathing suit, and I got into dive into Mama Ocean this morning. And wow, and eating fresh fruit, and the weather's great, and there's tropical breezes, and now here I get to do my work. Oh my God, what an amazing, amazing gift. I could not have imagined 2 weeks ago that I was going to be in this situation. It's like a miracle, and miracles are available all times, right? Yeah. Nice. So what else? I didn't want to like go on and ramble too long tonight. I was just kind of going to bring a little brief message, but if any of you would like to share anything, we can do some more interaction. That would be really fun. I love having you guys on here. It's so fun to connect. Broderick, did you ever make it to that ceremony on New Year's Eve? Are you still here? I ended up in California. I drove all the way to California for New Year's Eve to put some prayers in motion and to surprise my relatives. So that was really fun. It was really beautiful. Anyway, I'll PM you about that. We can talk some more. Okay, I guess that's it. That's all I'm going to do right now. But keep your eyes open and your ears to the ground. Keep the conversation going with this creation. Talk with the ocean. Talk with the earth. You know, put your hands on the living beings. You know, on the trees, and talk to those tree people, and take good care of this life. You know, take good care of your lives. Take the space you need to create. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about a little bit more. Is to create the leisure time, the quiet time, the relaxation. We need it. Even if you're busy, if you're crazy working tits to the wall or balls to the wall, you've got to create some rest, some time to dream and to nourish what's deep inside your soul and inside your spirit, what you're hearing from this creation that's needed from you, because this is the time for all of us to do just that. Hi, Jeannie, you're back. Yay. Sherry's saying, I love teaching the law of attraction, but calling in my own wisdom feels more challenging. Yeah, right. So that's great, because there's your opportunity right there, Sherry. You're right on it. That's awesome that you can see that. Mm-hmm. And what I found with my prayers and one of my biggest prayers that happened, I made a big move after I got this really great high-paying consulting job, and I moved to San Francisco, which is a very expensive place to live, and or to the Bay Area at that time. And then I lost the job a month later, and I flipped out, and I was so anxious and scared, and my health crashed. And so I called in this prayer, like, show me, so I could see what I was doing that was generating this kind of disaster energy and panic energy, and like nothing was going to ever work energy. And that was the most difficult period of time, because the first thing that happened was I saw what was coming out of my mouth. Like I could see it before it came out of my mouth, and I watched it come out. I couldn't stop it. And then I watched the effect it had on the people who were hearing what was coming out of my mouth, this automatic pilot stuff that was not who I am, but some kind of something that was not working for me or anybody else on the planet. And it was so painful. And then all I had was to apologize. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it was just devastating. I would do it with my daughter. I would do it with my companion. I would do it with other people. And I realized my mouth, I had spoken things that was the feedback I had that I lost that job, was like, I said the wrong thing to a client. I spoke what was, in there. So little by little, but as I identified it, that's the first thing that frees it up. So seeing, wow, this is really hard for me, or I'm stuck in some kind of pattern and I have freaking powerless to know how to change it. It brings humility. And that is important. That's an important aspect to make a shift, is we need to get really humble and be open to, I don't know. I just don't know. But little by little, by watching and studying and being open to this, then I started to see it before it got to my lips, and I could stop it. I could stop it before it came out. And for the most part now, what happens is I see the thoughts and I'm able to catch them. It's still painful. It's tremendously painful to have like these thoughts, like criticisms of myself or someone else. But as soon as they come up now, I catch them and I go, and I bring in the reframe of where I get back into my heart, breathe, ground, and what's the truth here? And then I can bring the truth out. And my life has been changing. And my energy is increasing. My life force is increasing because I'm not devouring myself with negativity, with criticism, with abuse. So Jeannie says, had to think about your question about passion. I think it's integrating my spiritual side with my political side. I think you've worked that terrain pretty well. Well, thank you. I'm getting better at it, but it's so long. Can you take off your glasses? Oh, sorry. The thing is that I can't really see the screen very well without them or read, so it helps me orient. But yes, I'll do that. Thank you. Yeah, so there's so many things that we tend to split about, and politics and spirituality, that's something that we tend to see as two separate things. And so, hey, Jeannie, remember what Jyoti used to say about polarity? Like, we hold something that, in this hand that seems to be one way, and then there's this other reality that we hold in the other hand. And it's like creating this kind of tension in us. And instead of saying this is right and this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, if we can just hold them together and become really present to both at the same time, that duality, that tension, it's holding the tension, being present with tension. What happens is, after a while, when you really keep breathing into it, is it makes a space for something else to emerge that actually is the integration of the because because life and creation, it's always, there's always tension in creation. This is a theme you're going to keep hearing throughout these 30 days because I've already been talking about this. Those of you, Judy might have heard this a little bit the other day. The tension in creation. Every act of creation is preceded by a tremendous amount of tension, polarity, duality. Think about the act of sex, the ultimate creative act, the ultimate reproductive act. There's always tension. So we're kind of been programmed in this modern, broken, dualistic minded, black and white culture that we are all a part of, that affects us all. We think that tension is bad, and we tend to contract in it and hold our breath and think this or that. In reality, light, there is no light without dark, right? You can't have a shadow without the sun. The sun's there. The shadow's not a bad thing. It's perfectly natural, right? You guys with me? Are you following? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me here on this. Thoreau talked about it. You know, if it weren't for like really, really, really cold, how would we ever appreciate the warmth of the fire, the warmth of the sun? This is life. This is dynamic. This is our life force. So, is there anybody in here who came up in the world as a child who didn't grow up feeling that there was always something better and something worse? I know that there's people that don't do that all the time. I have friends here in Mexico that don't do that. They don't think that same way, in that same split off kind of way, but it's part of the pathology of the dominant culture right now, this kind of like materialistic way of approaching our lives. Hi Tony. Hi Robin. So let's see, can I get anybody to comment about duality, about how to heal things that feel separate and distinct, like politics and spirituality? How do we bring spirituality into the political arena? What is that? What does that even mean? Where's the heart? Comparisonitis. Right. I mean, I do it. It's so automatic. I do it all the time, but then I keep working with it, identifying and going beyond it. And I go beyond it by nature helps, because do you compare a maple tree to an oak tree and say one's better than the other? We would never do that. We might say, oh yeah, you know, I prefer cherries to strawberries, but you don't say a cherry is better than a strawberry. They're perfect. And each one of us too, because of the media, because of these things, then there's celebrities, and people think the celebrities are somehow better than everyday people, but they're not. They're not. They're just humans. Our politicians, they're clearly not necessarily smarter than we are. They don't have it down. They're really they're really having a hard time. They need the heart. We're missing the heart, like we're missing the feminine in the culture, right? Because the culture's so heavily masculinized in that linear way, in that outward focused way, and not taking the time and the quiet that's needed, like thinking about what happens when we are growing a baby in the womb. It's a lot of invisible, quiet work that happens there. It's activity in stillness. All that happens, all that develops in that is a perfect model. And nature keeps showing us that if we'll keep looking at Mother Nature. And I think that our indigenous relatives have a lot to teach us about that. You know, my relatives in the Amazon rainforest, they know a lot about how to take care of and to utilize the gifts of the jungle without eating it up. And so we really need to pay attention. We need to listen to them. I'm going to pop into the message when I'm done a link to guardians, Mother Nature's guardians, and I encourage you to all take a look at the Alliance of Mother Nature's Guardians as one way that we can connect and listen to and learn from some people who grew up without these same kinds of very damaging thought forms, very materialistic, dualistic kind of thinking. And in any case, even if we did grow up with it, many of us are repatterning, and we're healing. We're healing. And this is what's necessary for all of us, is to heal and to hold, to become whole, to big picture, little picture, microcosm, macrocosm, right? Yeah, so what you're saying, Jeannie, is there's actually a term called the holon that's spoken about, I believe, in quantum science. The holon is exactly that. It's like, I am a whole being. I am whole and unique unto myself, but I'm also a part of this bigger life, this organism, the collective, that each one of you, we are each individual and unique, and we're one circle right now. We're creating a group head, a wisdom, an emergent wisdom, by gathering together and speaking about what matters to us, what's in our hearts. We find the group heart. And this is a good time for doing this right now, every which way we can. Within us are cells that are whole and distinct, that make us up, that are part of the organism of the human body or of an animal, let's say. And the bacteria is the same way, like all those living bacteria that are inside of our whole, that intestinal tract, that keeps us healthy. Our immune system is made up of all these little organisms that are whole and distinct, but that working together create healthy me. And each of you, Sherry and Jeannie and Tony, Anthony and Pauletta and Rob and Rose and Suzanne, we are all unique and individual, and an organism, a collective that's doing something together right now. Right? Can you feel that? Yes or no? Good. So I'm gonna, my intention is to do another one of these gatherings tomorrow during the daylight hours, maybe in the morning. Try that a little bit different. My days have been very full, so this is the time that I've had alone to connect, to fire it up, and alone together at the same time. See? How beautiful. So connecting with connecting with each other, connecting with the divine, connecting with Mother Nature. Let's practice that for the next little bit of time. Come back in, check in. I'm sorry I don't have a schedule, but we're just gonna improvise and be spontaneous, and all the ones who need to be here will show up, just like it always is that way. I love you. Big hugs to you, Jeannie, and everyone else. Sherry, so nice to share with you tonight. Thank you for being part of this. Love the connecting. Love it. With all the problems in the world, you see, and all our complaints about problems in Facebook land and so on, look what it's done. Look at the gift it's given us to make community like this. So we're going to use it for the good. And if you think of anything you want me to address in the next, I have Well, I'm doing a 30-day live for those of you who don't know, a 30-day challenge. So every day I'm going live here, and we're going to have community time, gathering space. Donna, woohoo! Welcome, welcome. I'm just finishing, but I'm telling everybody that this is part of a 30-day challenge to doing a Facebook live stream every single day or night on what's your passion 2019, and we're going to talk about what really matters and how to step up into what we're here to do, to live our purpose, to learn what it is and to live it every single day for maximum health and for ourselves and for this whole planet Earth, because we have some big change we need to do together right now, really fast, like as of yesterday. So, okay, that's it for now. Good night. Love you all. Mwah! Hasta mañana. And then it doesn't end. It keeps going on and on. I love the hearts. That's so yummy. I really feel it. I'm sending them back to you too. Love, 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 love. Breathing it in. Love my circle. Love this life. Aren't we fortunate? I have no idea how to end this. This little button is not paying any attention. Anybody have anything to say before we go? Huh? Frozen. Come on. Oh, so humbling. So humbling, the technology. Do we keep talking? What do we do?